Hello, friends. Today we will discuss a very beautiful thing, and that is related to curses. All we are talking about curses, and we all know that when a planet is being affected by two or more malefics, then a curse is being created. Okay, for this, I have made almost 3 videos. But in this video, I will give you overall glance. What is curse? How you can define the curse? What are the result you are going to experience through the curse? Okay, so the main concept of curse is when a, a benefit or a planet is being aspected by two or more malefic, then a curse is being created. Okay, so for an example, this is the chart where Venus is a benefic. It is been aspected by Mars and Sun. Sun is a cruel planet. Okay, so we can say that this Venus there is a curse of a Venus. Okay, so in this chart, you will say that there is a curse of a Venus. Okay, so what are the type of curses when different planets are being involved? For an example, if a sun is involved, then it is a curse of father. If moon is involved, then it is a curse of mother. If Mars is involved, then it is a curse of brother. Okay. If Mercury is involved, okay, if Mercury is involved in a chart, so we can say that it's a curse of a relative or friends. We can say that it is a curse of friend, or we can say that it is a curse of uncle. So Mercury, if involved in a curse, then we can say that it can be a curse of a relative, it can be a curse of a friend, it can be a curse of uncle. If Jupiter is involved, so it can be the curse of a guru. Okay, if exalted Jupiter involved in a curse, so it is the curse of a higher guru. If Venus is involved, so it can be the curse of a wife. Like in this chart, the Venus is being involved in a curse. So we can say that it is a curse of a spouse from past life. We can say that it is a curse of a spouse. If Saturn is involved, so we can say that it is the curse of ancestors. We are not doing the ancestors. We are not doing an activity or tarpana or shraddha for the ancestor. So if Saturn is involved, then it is the curse of a ancestor. If Rahu is involved in a curse, then we can say that it is a curse of a nature or animal. It does mean that if Rahu is involved in a curse, then we can say that the native made it ill to the nature or animals, like cutting of trees. If we are cutting the trees without any reason, then it creates the curse of the nature. If we are harming the animals around us, the wildlife around us, so it creates the curse of Rahu. It creates the curse of a animal. Okay, if Ketu is involved in a curse, so it can be the curse of a Sadhu. So these are the 9 planets which are involved in a certain kind of curse to give a certain kind of result. Okay, so the chart which we will refer throughout this video is this chart, and it is a random chart. It is not anyone's chart. Okay, I do not want to take anyone's chart to give you any explanation. So I have taken this the random chart, and this chart you see in Lagna it is Mars, and in 7th house it is Venus, which is with Sun. So Mars is expecting this Venus, and Sun is with this Venus. So again, two or more malefics are linked with this Venus, so it creates a curse. So when we are telling that when we are suggesting that two or more malefics linked with to a planet, that does mean that at least the aspect or the site what we are considering is the site of the planet. Like Mars is having 4th, 7th, 8th aspect. Jupiter is having 5th, 9th aspect, special aspect. Rahu 7th, 2nd. Okay. seventh aspect, second aspect, and ninth aspect. Okay. And like Saturn, third, seventh, tenth, Mercury, and all other planets do not have any special type of aspect, aspect the seventh aspect. So in this chart, we see that the Venus is being affected by, is involved in the curses. So what are the steps to deal with this curse? Okay, so who can really help this Venus? First is the Lord of the sign. Okay, the Lord of the sign can help this Venus to get out of this curse. Okay, so the Lord of the sign in this case is Mars. Okay, so Mars can help this Venus to get out of the curses. Then the Karak of that house, this house, this is seventh house. Seventh house Karak is Venus. So Venus can help himself to get out of the curse. Okay. Then Devata Bhava. If Lord of the sign is not helping, Karak of the Bhava is not helping, then we need to worship the Devata linked with the Bhava. Okay, so we will discuss that later. Okay, then what are the conditions in which this Mars and Venus can help? So the first condition is they should not in Dushtana Bhava. So the first condition is Mars or Venus should not be in Dushtana Bhava. In this case, they are not in Dushtana Bhava. They are not in 6th, 8th, and 12th house. The second is they should not involved in a curse. So in this case, Mars is involved in a curse because Mars is expecting this Venus, and Venus is the planet which is suffering. Okay, so the second point is getting linked over here. So this Mars and Venus both are not going to help this Venus to get out of the curse. And if, for an example, they are not involved in a curse, so the third condition is there should be prevailable good bala. So the third condition is that if they are not in Dushtana, they are not involved in any kind of curses, then the third condition is they must have a good bala to help the planet which is suffering. Okay, so let us discuss these two things first. Let us discuss this Mars and the Karaka. If the Lord of the sign is helping to the planet get out the curse, and what if the Karaka is helping the planet to get out the curse? So remember, if a Lord of the sign is helping the planet to get out of the curse, then someone may help if we worship the Devata. If the Lord of the sign is helping in that curse, then if we worship the Guru related to that planet, then someone will come and help physically. Because if Lord of the sign is helping the planet who is involved in the curse, then if the native is worshipping this Guru related to that planet, then someone will come in his life to help him out. Okay, I will give the details later. If Karaka is helping, then the native need to worship the Pratyadi Devata. Pratyadi Devata. These are the two things we need to remember. Pratyadi Devata. So if the Lord of the sign is helping, then it will be the Guru. If Karak is helping, then it will be the Pratyadi Devata. Okay. Next, see what is the Guru related to each planet and what is the Pratyadi Devata. This is the list where you will find the Guru along with the Pratyadi Devata. Pratyadi Devata. Each planet has a Adhidevata and Pratyadi Devata. That is altogether a different concept. We will discuss in the upcoming videos regarding that. But this will give you a thing where you will find planets and their Guru and their Pratyadi Devata. Like if Sun is the planet, then the Guru is Dakshinamurti and the Pratyadi Devata is Lord Shiva. For Sun, the Guru is Dakshinamurti and The Pratyadi Devata is Lord Shiva. If moon, the Guru is Mahavidya. Mahavidya is the Guru because it is Vidya, it is above Mahavidya. It is one of the higher knowledge. And the Pratyadi Devata is Ma Gauri. Okay. For Mars, the Guru is Lord Hanuman. And and the Pratyadi Devata is Lord Kartikeya or Lord Rudra. Lord Kartikeya or Lord Rudra. For Mercury, the Guru is Guru Dattatreya. Okay, and the Pratyadi Devata is Lord Vishnu. You need to remember this. You need to remember this to give the remedial measures. If a planet, if a native is suffering because of the curses, if Jupiter is involved in the curse, or we can say that if Jupiter is helping the planet which is involved in the curse, then the Guru is Brihaspati and the Pratyadi Devata is Sadashiva. If Guru is the sign lord of that planet which is involved in the curse, then he may worship, he may do the mantras of Lord Brihaspati. If Guru is the Karaka, I mean to say, if a planet is second house, fifth house, ninth house, and 11th house, then the native may do Sadashiva mantra. Okay. If Saturn is the planet, then the native can go for a Parampara Guru. Okay. And the Pratyadi Devata is Lord Narayan. If Rahu, then the Guru is Patanjali Yoga Sutra. And the Pratyadi Devata is Ma Durga. If Ketu, the Guru is Vedamurti. Okay. And the Pratyadi Devata is Lord Ganesha. So here word comes Vedamurti. So we do have 4 Vedas. First is Rig Veda, second one is Yadur Veda, third one is Sam Veda, fourth one is Atharva Veda. So Vedamurti for Rig Veda is Nandi Mukha Siddhirastu. Here for Yadur Veda, it is Bhayamukha Siddhirastu. For Sam Veda, it is Ajamukha Siddhirastu. And for Atharva Veda, it is Hanumukha Siddhirastu. Okay. For an example, the chart what we are discussing over here is Venus being the involved in a curse, so Mars is the sign lord. If, for an example, Mars is not involved in a curse, Mars is not involved in this curse, so we can do, as Mars is the sign lord, we can do the Guru mantra related to Mars, and it is Lord Hanuman. So we can suggest the native to do Hanuman Chalisa or any mantra of Lord Hanuman, so that the native will have someone in his life who will really guide him. Okay, for an example, if Venus is not for an example, if Venus is not involved in a curse, for an example, if the Karak is Jupiter, for an example, this curse will have, for an example, if Venus is in 5th house, or Venus is in 5th house with Sun and Rahu, then we can say that this is involved in a curse. So for this Venus, the Karak of this house is Jupiter, and Jupiter is not involved in curse, or Jupiter is well placed, then we can say that Sadashiva, the native may worship Lord Sadashiva to get out of the curse, to reduce the suffering what the native is getting from the curse. So this is the overall concept of the curses. If a benefic or a planet is being affected by 2 or more malefics, then it creates a curse. If there is a curse, then there has to be the sign lord which may help, or there has to be the karaka which may help, or in last worst case, the devata of that bhava, which we need to, if these two are not helping, then we need to go to the devata of bhava. We will discuss that in the next slide. Okay, this is the chart which we are discussing. In this chart, this Venus is involved in a curse. And remember, if Atmakaraka is involved in a curse, if in a chart we are seeing many curses are there, But if the Atmakaraka is being involved in a curse, so we first need to do the remedial measures related to that Atmakaraka. Like in this case, this Atmakaraka is involved in a curse. So we need to do remedial measures for this Atmakaraka. Okay, so the first thing is this is Scorpio sign, and Mars is involved in a curse, so Mars cannot help. The Karaka, Venus itself involved in a curse, so Venus again will not help. And the third thing is the Devata of that Bhava. As this is happening in the seventh house, the Devata of the seventh house is the Sri Sakti, Mahalakshmi. So one needs to worship Mahalakshmi to get out of this curse. Okay, so for an example, if the curse is in the first house, first is the sun. The karak of the first house is sun. So the Deva, so if like in the here Mars is in the first house and Rahu is expecting this first house. So there is a curse in the first house. So first house represents your intelligence. If the intelligence is not working, the native need to do the Gayatri Japa. As the first house is the seat of your intelligence. So the native need to do the Gayatri Japa. So remember, if first house is being involved, one need to do the Gayatri Japa. If second, fifth, ninth, and 11th, these four houses, Karaka is Jupiter. So one need to worship Lord Vishnu if one is having curse in these four houses. So second house, fifth house, ninth house, and 11th house, curse is there. So one need to worship the Lord Vishnu. If third house, Karaka is Mars. If Mars is involved in a curse, so one need to do the Prajapati mantra. You remember, if third house is involved, one need to do the Prajapati mantra. Okay, if fourth house is being involved, Karaka is Moon, so one need to do the Mahavidya. One need to do the Mahavidya. Okay. If fourth house is being involved, one need to do the Mahavidya. If sixth, eighth, and 12th house, Karaka is Saturn. So one need to worship Lord Rudra. Rudra Bhava. One need to worship the Rudra to get out of the curse. Okay, so this is the thing. According to the house involved in a curse, one need to worship the Devata. According to the house involved in a curse, one need to worship the Devata. Like in this case, Venus is involved in the seventh house. So seventh house is Karaka is Venus. So one need to worship Mahalakshmi, Sri Sakti. Remember, this fourth house is Mahavidya. This is seventh house is Sri Sakti, and if 10th house, so Ma Saraswati. So these three houses, this is Mahavidya, this is Mahalakshmi, and this is Ma Saraswati. So one remember, and for Lagna, it is Gayatri, Savitur. Okay, so these are this is the thing one need to remember the house placement and need to do the remedial measure accordingly. As I mentioned, if the Lord of the sign is involved in a curse, so one need to do the Guru Mantra related to that planet. If Karaka is helping the planet to get out of the curse, one need to do the Pratyadi Devata Mantra or worship the Pratyadi Devata related to that planet. Or if these two are not helping, then one need to go to the Devata of that Bhava. Like first house, the Devata is one need to do the Gayatri Mantra. For second, fifth, ninth, and 11th, Lord Vishnu. For third house, Prajapati. Fourth house, one need to do the Mahavidya. For seventh house, Mahalakshmi. For 10th house, Ma Saraswati. And for sixth, eighth, and 12th house, Lord Rudra. So friends, this is all about curses. If you are having, you need to analyze your own chart, find out the curses, and find out if two or more curses are there, then find out which curses is more prominent. Like if Atmakaraka is involved in a curse, so one need to do the remedial measures first. Second is if a benefit involved in a curse, like in this case, Venus is a benefit. It is involved in a curse, so this curse one need to address priority, because Venus is Sri Shakti, it is seventh house involved in a curse. So there has to be problem in his married life, in partnership. Okay, similarly, one need to study their own chart, what are the problems they are facing in their life, and do the remedial measures accordingly. Friends, this is all about curses. Hope you like this video. Do like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.